What's going on, everybody? It is 7:30 a.m. on the East Coast. It's 6:30 here in not in Wisconsin. Where am I? I'm in Minnesota. I don't know why I said Wisconsin. It's wrong. It's Minnesota is where I'm at, and that is Jeremy. We had to make a last second phone call. Jeremy, thank you for being here, man.
Oh no, thanks for having me, man. Yeah, I got that late night text. I was like, okay, yeah, sounds good.
It wasn't quite that dramatic. It was like mid-afternoon, right? It was yesterday, though. I mean, that was legit, though.
Yeah, it was yesterday. No, I don't. I was like, yeah, no, it sounds fun. I was like, Holly, you ready for this? And she's like, nope, I'm not. I gotta take the kids to school. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be me.
She's like, that's your thing. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't know if I was gonna call it Proper Cup of Jeremy or Proper Cup of Jolly, and then I was like, well, I've only spoken to Jeremy, so that's what I'm going with here.
And that's what she went with. She saw the Jeremy, and she's like, nice, okay, cool. I can go do my own thing in the morning. I'm like, yep, you good to go.
All right, so well, let her know she's got a solo flight coming her way too down the line.
Yes, she's volunteered for that.
How's Indiana? You and I have had some shared experiences lately.
Right? Yeah. I moved, you moved. It's crazy. I'm renting, you're renting. Well, for now, you're buying.
For now.
Yeah.
To catch people up really quickly, if you don't know, we closed on our house in Florida. Oh, I got the wrong background, man. Here's how. Hang on, let's get this right. Here's how discombobulated I am, because I even made you. I even made you a new background, but I didn't upload it like a dummy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to upload it really fast. This is a moment behind the scenes here.
We do it live, guys. No outtakes. We're real people here.
We are real people. Yeah. And also to the audience, thank you all. I see some new folks. So to catch everybody up, I am renting a house on a lake in Minnesota until our new house becomes available. I know, tough times. Oh darn, I gotta rent a house on a lake. But we've moved to Minnesota, and we're getting settled. And so but we managed to find the only house in the world that doesn't have Wi-Fi these days. So I have to sit at the community picnic table, little table right here at the lake, and this is where we're broadcasted from. So Jeremy, I got to say, you were awesome about being, and you always have been. It's one of the things I really like. You were awesome about being transparent about the move, and how I know that you made a video. You lost. There it is. Proper. Look at that. I even made you a background. You see that there?
Look at that. Thank you.
Yeah. You were transparent about the challenges of the move. How are your females faring? You got any more eggs coming? I don't want to pick at a wound. I know you lost some eggs, but how's the future? That's done. You can't change that. So you got to look forward. What's forward looking like for you?
So I just actually ultrasounded a couple weeks ago. I still have 2 or 3 girls that are possibly still building. I have one that should be laying any day now. She had her pre-lay shed, almost a month ago. So, give or take, if you follow the 30-day rule with that, like theoretically I should have eggs. But yeah, 3 more clutches theoretically since the move. And what part of Indiana? I moved to Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that's northeast corner of Indiana, pretty close to Ohio and Michigan. I'm like an hour to each border, I would say. So not too bad. But yeah, go ahead.
If I recall, so what you got your highway project hatchlings. Is it highway that you're working on?
Freeway.
Freeways. Okay. So you got your freeway hatchlings, and those are available now?
Yes, they are. I have here's Holly. I have Sorry.
Good morning, Holly.
Hi.
What's up?
Yeah, so I have I just hatched out. Not hatched out. I did that video 2 days ago of my Calico Het DG stuff. Like I love Calico, and
Oh, cool.
It's one of my like new favorite jeans to work with. That's one of those I think everybody should have.
It's hot
right
now,
Paradox. But yeah, no, I just shipped out a freeway also to New York, well, New Jersey, but it went to New York. And yeah, I have 4 or 5 freeways left. Because I'm thinking I'm holding one back. I have an Enchi freeway that I'm like, I don't want to sell her, but it's like
I'm telling you, man, Enchi and that project. I got the I don't have the freeway, but I got the super gravels going, and Enchi and super gravel is probably my favorite right now. I mean, I'm going to work all that into clowns and ultramels, and
yes.
I even want to see what I can do with like an axanthic hypo type situation with
definitely
with super gravel, but that's going to take a while. But yeah, I love Enchi in that project.
Yeah, no, so like my like freeway project is technically super asphalt because my male is, pastel fire Enchi super asphalt. So like everything I make with him has asphalt in it. So like I'm rocking the asphalt line of everything. So I like that just because there's no questioning what I'm putting out. It's like, oh yeah, everything's asphalt. Like the best part.
Well, and that's why I stuck hard with gravel for that same reason. So I'm not going to move in yellow belly or asphalt into that project. I'm going to keep it just straight gravel for that very reason, and then obviously dealing the supers, so I know everything that comes from it. We'll have that.
Exactly.
So are you doing any, how have you, I've been really kind of like racking my brain and putting a lot of pressure on myself to make contacts to get into the local scene. Any shows regionally you're going to be doing, or what have you felt like you have to do to get settled and get established in a new setting?
So honestly, I was trying to get into a show this weekend. I didn't know about it until I got an email Monday from like US Arc. They're like, hey, there's the Sin City Reptile show.
Oh yeah, the Sin City show, yeah.
And I emailed them, and they're like, yeah, we have a couple tables left. And then I was like, let me think on it. It's 3 hours away. And then the next one, I'm like, screw it, let me do it. And then tables are gone. I was like, I had tables for Sunday because they usually are only a 1-day show on Sundays, but this weekend only they're doing a 2-day show, so Saturday, Sunday. And they're like, I have tables available for Sunday if you want that. I'm like, I'm just gonna hold off. If 2 comes available, I slept on it, and I hate that. I hate that I missed it. But yeah, there's actually a few shows in Indiana and around the area that I can go to. It's actually not too bad. It's almost like every 2 months there's a show in Indiana.
Yeah, I've talked about it some on the Tuesday night show. There's a lot of shows, and I don't know if so. Like, I think we're both technically in the Midwest, but really Indiana and Minnesota are pretty far apart, man. We're probably 8 or 9 hours or 10 hours, maybe even apart. But like in Florida, it was Repticon. There were some Show Me Snake shows, and then Daytona, basically. And I think there's like one Reptilian Nation show. So there wasn't that much to keep up with. Here, man, there's promoters everywhere. I mean, and I tell you what, you talk to different breeders. Oh, this promoter sucks. Oh, this promoter sucks. And it's like, okay, so I don't know. I'm just I've kind of had to reset and put the same expectations on myself. Where like I'm vending 5 shows across 3 or 4 different promoters, but I'm going to do them all to get that experience and figure out which fits for me and which does make sense. So I got to work on that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Choices ARS has a show at the Indianapolis Fairgrounds.
Yeah, so I'm 2 hours from ARS now, so which is pretty awesome. So I went down there and I picked up my tower.
Huh?
Oh yeah, it did. I'm like, I can go get something if I want it. There's no wait time. It's like, hey, I can just go pick it up. But when I was there, he gave me a tour of the facility, and then he's like, yeah, we actually sponsor a show. I want to say it's like every 2 months or something like that. Don't quote me on it. I'm not 100%, but he's like, hey, come on down, get yourself a table and bend there. So that was pretty cool. I didn't know. That was like the first knowledge of, oh my God, there's shows in here, because it was, for the most part, it's been just me moving here, getting everything set up. I haven't even thought about doing shows. And then it was like, well, actually, I should probably start thinking about doing shows and stuff. So like it was just one of those types, like, oh. And then there's one even on the south side of Indiana. I almost said Florida. The very tip, like on almost the Kentucky border. And that happens like monthly down there. That's like a 4-hour drive for me.
Yeah, it's weird because there's a lot of shows right in Minnesota, but like in Minneapolis, like you say, it's every 2-3 months. But between Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Chicago, Tinley, those are all within 5-6 hours of me. And that's a long work. That's a lot of work and a long drive. On the other hand, like if that's my job, then that's pretty cool. Like it's a huge amount of opportunity there. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks like most of the shows are only 1-day shows though. Which you and I come from the same circuit there in Florida. So that's a whole different scenario for me. Everybody is like, dude, it's 1 day, they get in, they get out. You don't have to do the hotel. You can get home. It's just one long day. And I'm like, as long as the people are there, I like the idea.
No, that was definitely weird. It was like, what, 1 day? Like, he's like, oh yeah, it's our first 2-day show. I've been booking it and been advertising it. So I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then everything I've seen is like 1 day. And I am, so down in Florida, I was about 2.5 hours from every show I did. Most of the time I got like hotels or something out there. But like even here where I'm at in Indiana, I'm 3 hours from the Sin City show, 3 hours from Tinley. There's a couple in Northeast Ohio, and I want to say there's one in Northwest Ohio also. So I'm 3 hours, no matter what. Like I'm kind of still in the same element that I was down in Florida. Like I'm still within my 3-hour comfort bubble of driving to a show. So I'm really centrally located, I think, in a good spot to actually start looking in doing shows.
Yeah. And you're well equipped for it. I mean, you got that trailer, you're set to go. Like I don't think I'm going to get a trailer. I was going to say, I can't imagine a day where I'll have a trailer. I can imagine it, but I like you know me, I like the lean setting. So I've got the camper top on the Tacoma, but for everybody that was on my butt about, everybody was on my butt about getting a second table. I've booked 2 tables at all of these shows where I can get in.
Yes, that is honestly key, is to have 2 tables. It really is. Obviously I had only 1 table at a couple shows just because there's only a couple tables, so like it spread out. But when I was able to do 2 tables, you have a bigger footprint. There's a bigger draw to your area, and you have more room, honestly, instead of being crowded behind there. 2 tables is where it's at.
The room is going to be really nice. I've got to get another banner for a second one, and then I got to get another tablecloth. But otherwise, I'm set up. I've had the displays. I've got my towers. I've got shirts. Still slinging the cups. If I went big on deli cups. I got them, and I got a few things cooking here. I can't announce it till October 1st, but I got a new venture cooking up here in Minnesota. So that's related. So I'm pretty excited about all of those things and those opportunities. Did you happen to see the announcement I made on Instagram last night? If I had like a dun 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 breaking news thing, it'd be pretty fun to play that right now, but I don't.
No, I did not see that.
Well, I think I listed it as I'm excited and humbled or grateful, because I truly am. That's exactly how I feel. Redline Shipping has invited me to present at their booth at Tinley. So
that is awesome.
So we cooked up a deal where I will be live streaming the Proper Royals live show from the Redline booth at Tinley. And if I happen to bring a couple ARS displays of animals, that will be okay too. So I'm pretty excited. Awesome. Yeah, I'll be at Tinley with Redline. The guys have been great to me, Robin and the team. And so I'm pretty stoked about that. And I got to say
congrats, man.
It's neat. Thank you. It's neat. I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but Chris at BNS knows, like, there's the one thing of straight ahead business, but then there's the thing of like relationships where you don't know where they're going to pay off down the line. Like, I won't get super transparent, but Chris and I have a pretty loose business agreement. But I think we both felt like we're good contacts. And Chris got to see a lot of this in real time. So Chris and I were strategizing on how we were going to figure out how to get a table together. And that didn't come to fruition. So, I mean, everybody that sees like, oh, Adam does this or that, you don't see all the failures. I don't bring up as many of the failures. That didn't work. But in the meantime, we had like plan B and plan C and plan D of like, it almost feels like we're kids figuring out how we're going to sneak in like to the backstage entrance of a concert, you know, and it kind of worked out. So keep up the work and the relationships. And Jeremy, you're really good at that, man. That's one of the things that I really like about you is you're always working, you're always grinding, man. And it's fun to see you at shows. So I'm excited I'll be able to see you here in the Midwest too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Thank you. Like I try, it's definitely a grind that you have to stay on and everything to keep talking with everybody.
Yep.
But yeah, no, and again, thank you for even having me on this. Like,
oh, you're welcome, man. Like I said, I've always enjoyed your company and your friendship, and we started it kind of the same time, and I've liked watching you. You shot out of the gate like a cannon, and then I was like, even to myself, I was like, man, this guy's got to, I hope he paces himself because this is hard work, you know? And I love when people say that to me because I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know about pace. I could do this, you know? And then, you know, here you still are and still doing it, and you moved and still doing it, and you're still out there. And so I think it's really, really great. I got to say, hey to Shannon this morning. Shannon, I think Shannon's rooting for me to, fail against the cold, but I won't, and that's okay. I've been bet against before. No, in all seriousness, Shannon's got he and I did a breeding project with his female and one of my males, and she is double het for dreamsicle. So that's the second potential dreamsicle clutch this year. The first one was a bust. But yeah, he says that she's a couple days overdue laying. So any day he and I should get a clutch down in Florida. And then up at the Chakra Scales farm with Taylor and Danny, I woke up to a picture of eggs from one of my het pied females this morning. So we got
awesome,
like the logistics of it all. But your video, after seeing your video, I was like, I'm not moving my eggs long distance. I took 2 clutches with me, but one I had actually cut like the day before I left, and the other was at like 45 or 46 days. I was like, that one will make it. So I hooked up a little plug-in incubator in the cab of the truck, and Shannon, I'm giving you a hard time. So I hooked up a little plug-in incubator on that little tub of eggs, and I brought them up, and they're doing great. That's the one that I got a twin out of, man. I got twins out of that egg out of that clutch for the first time ever. So that was cool.
Yeah, I saw that. That was so cool, man. It's like, and
twins. Yeah, the Minnesota Twins. Like how crazy is that, right? And then speaking of Justin at Pressure Pythons, he's got 4 of my clutches there in Jacksonville. I called him. I was like, man, I'm terrified of taking these things. I'm gonna lose them. And he was like, I'm ready. I got an incubator. I've never had eggs in there. I want to see how it all works. So I'm not sure. I might have to do a road trip to go collect some hatchlings or ship them back. I'm not sure what I do. I am tired of driving right now. I'll tell you that. But maybe in a month I'll be ready for another trip again. We'll see.
Right. Oh, this driving over the past freaking 3 months. Yeah. Every month I've been back to Florida. June, July, August, like September. I'm not going to Florida.
Are you totally clear and done, divested out of Florida? Or you still have ties there? Still have property? What do you got going on? You all done there?
Yep. We were done. We were done in July. Well, technically the day after Daytona, because but yeah, because if you're out of state, Daytona, but that's over and done with. Yeah. No. So Yeah, no, July was like our big move out. So June, I moved most of the stuff up here. And then July was when I did all the animals and everything else up to here and the family. And that's when we moved in. We sold the house. And yep, we were free and clear mid-July.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, I'm a month behind you here. We got everything closed. We're free and clear from Florida. I'm just not settled up here, but not in the same way I was giving Shannon a hard time. I wouldn't root. I of course don't root against anything for anybody, but every time I see a hurricane, I'm like, okay, there's another one I've dodged. I'm out of there, man. So it's
Right.
like it's weird what we got used to, right? Like now I see it. I mean, and it's of course it's sensationalized on the news. Like I used to joke, it's not a party in Florida till it's a Cat 3, right? But still, I'm like,
Right.
oh, we had a lot to lose, man. I had animals, houses. Oh, I'm done with that stress. It's out of there.
No, definitely like hurricanes. Like when we first moved to Indiana, that first weekend we got here, there was like some giant storm came in through here. I'm like, oh my God, this is way worse than a hurricane. 3 trees fell over in our backyard. Like they were crossing the street. It was crazy. I'm like, I like the hurricane. You have notice? Like I didn't know this was coming. I didn't know there's.
I will say that, yeah, you do get notice. Yeah, you don't get notice on tornadoes or the hailstorms. Or apparently, it's the my insurance is actually pretty high up here, but it's because they've had 2 hailstorm claims in the past 3 years. So like on the house, all the siding is new, all the roof is brand new, and the solar panels are brand new. But it's because they were demolished in the past 3 years. So I'm like, hey, that's not good with the context, you know.
Oh yeah.
I gotta say hey to Gray Rider Reptiles Charlie. First, he's a cool dude, and he's been on the show, so I always would say hey to him. But secondly, if I saw Charlie comment in the comments, if I saw Charlie now has the Clown and Krypton test, which I like competition in the market. I like Charlie. He's a good dude. I don't root against RGI. They changed the industry, but I don't know them personally. I got the relationship with Charlie, so I like that. If you guys have kindly been living under a rock, Gray Rider Reptiles has shed testing and genetics as well at very competitive prices. Check them out. And I'm so glad I thought of this too. I didn't have my notes. I'm a little disorganized. This Saturday on the Holdback Rack podcast is a charity auction for Sal Gomez. If you guys don't know the story, go check it out. If you don't know Sal, that's okay. I don't either. He was hit by a drunk driver, I believe, but he was doing an Ironman marathon or a triathlon, and he's in pretty rough shape. And the auction is to benefit somebody in our community. But this is the stuff I've seen donated to the auction is incredible. And I believe, again, Charlie, correct me. I believe it's a pack of 10 shed tests that will be going up on the auction for charity. And I think the retail price on that's maybe $450, $45-ish per test, I think is the neighborhood that he charges. I'm winging it here. But so you could bid on a pack of 10 shed tests, and with the number of tests available and the genes available, and it's going to become, I think it has become like a necessary part of competing in the marketplace right now, especially the higher end the animals go. So, and especially projects like a freeway or a highway where, you know, you got one or the other that you have to clarify what you're selling. That's really going to help those projects. So thanks for hanging out, Charlie. Thanks for doing what you do for the community, man. Oh, looks like I got it right. I got 3 correct. So that's cool.
Awesome.
There we go. And here's what's neat. I never know how things connect. So this show is fairly new. Joe has a job. We have jobs. We have lives to live. And it's hard I always say it's hard to get 2 people on the same page for anything in life. So hence Jeremy being here this morning. But we got 25 people hanging out. And there's new people that join, which is really cool because I cover a lot of ground with shows. I'm always amazed when I see new people. I'm like, yes, I'm still like reaching people. So thanks to the new people in the audience and hanging out. So what are these clutches that you're holding on that you're still expecting to come your way?
So I have, let's see here. Oh, so disorganized. I've, what is it? More freeways. What is it? Pinstripe freeways possibly coming out.
Cool. Yeah.
So I like pinstripe freeways. So I have she's a pastel, pinstripe yellow belly, obviously to my super asphalt male. So everything will be asphalt. So I can pinstripe asphalt, pinstripe freeways. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, a pinstripe freeway. I really do like those. Those are really cool in my opinion.
On the freeway,
I also have
on the freeway, does it do that really solid lateral stripe when it has the pinstripe as well?
yes.
It's like a straight stripe down the back. Like I know
some honestly, like that's what's crazy with like the freeways in general. They're always so different. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
yeah.
I have 5 pastel freeways right here. Well, 4 now because I shipped one out. And each dorsal stripe is completely different. It is the craziest thing. Like some are like, they look like almost like super asphalty with the vertical stripes versus the horizontal stripe. It's like it's always different. But yeah, for the most part, it should be solid with the pinstripe going down the side. It's very patchy.
Yeah, I've been loving that pinstripe at Super Gravel, and Justin picked one up from me as well, but I've got the sibling to the one that he got. It is vibrant, man. Like, and it's brightening up really nice on the sheds too. Not quite like a hypo does, but it's keeping its. The one thing I don't like about the Super Gravel and even some of the freeway and highway projects is how it can. I think keeping the contrast in that project is going to be the magic bullet that's going to really bring that project to life or really move it forward, because they can get a little browned out and washed out over time, and figuring out that contrast. And pinstripe seems to do that just really, really well, at least in the Super Gravel part. I got to say thanks to LKB. I appreciate that donation. That will go to feed some snakes, man. I appreciate it.
Yes. Oh, the feeding of the snakes is the worst part about this move. I'll be honest with you. Oh,
what have you found
here?
Yeah, I was going to say, so what's going on? What are you seeing with the pricing in the market too?
So I'll be honest with you. I'm thinking about getting into like breeding rats and like rodents up here. Nobody breeds rats and rodents like on a scale. So I'm having trouble finding live. So obviously now I feed frozen thawed since, I got the cold blooded and I transferred everybody over, but still for my hatchling, the first 4 meals I do live just to, get them on a feed response. Then I'll transfer them over to frozen thawed. And I've had amazing success doing that. Like everyone 4 meals in, the 5th meal frozen thawed, and they take it right away. I haven't had an issue with the past 2 clutches I've had to do with that. But I just went to a pet store 2 days ago. I was looking for fuzzy rats. They wanted $4 for a live fuzzy rat. I was like, nope, I'm good. And I just walked out and this wasn't even like, one of the big box stores, where I would expect to pay, $4. I went to the big box store. They had freaking small rats for $6. I'm like, hey, you do it. There's some disconnect here. But I found, so there's a local place I got my hair cut at, and the lady there is like, oh, when I had snakes, I went to so-and-so. So I went there yesterday. Extremely nice. They don't have fuzzy rats. They're like, we don't do small to large rats, but we have like every size mice. So I got hopper mice, and they were a couple dollars each, which, it is what it is. It's going to be, it's what I have to do right now until I breed my own rodents and everything. Right. But yeah, now I'm paying, what was it? $2, $2.25 for hopper mice. Yeah, hopper mice.
Yeah, and that's kind of the going rate on those. I think, so I had, obviously, team, I like Cold Blooded Cafe a lot, but like you say, when they're starting, we almost always need lives. And yeah, I would always bank on around $2 to $3 a rodent on the lives. And I was happy to work with Tito, who was breeding the ASFs for me in Jacksonville, and he was. I'll pay for the reliability, you know, and I was happy to support him, and it was a fair price and a great product, so that didn't bother me to pay that. But yeah, finding contacts in a new market and that are below the surface, because yeah, you go to the exotic shop or you go to the big box stores, like you say, it starts making you wonder, like, what's going on in this market here? Is there a gap that needs to be filled, kind of thing?
Yeah, and that's what they even told me. Like when I talked to them, they're like, "Yeah, nobody really breeds rats up here." Like obviously, yes, there's cold-blooded, ARS. They do frozen rats. And Rodent Pro. Those all three are in Indiana. They all ship out of Indiana.
I didn't know Rodent Pro was there too. Okay.
Yep. I could.
It's a hotbed of.
I'm like 99.9% sure Rodent Pro is in Indiana. Okay. But yeah, they're all three here, but they all do frozen. None of them do live. It's all frozen. And so a live market is, you know, probably needed in this area. Because down in Florida, I went to the Florida Rattery. That's where I would get my live from. And those I don't know. I guess I was spoiled on those prices. Freaking was it like it's like $250 for a small rat? I was paying, you know, nothing over $2 for any like fuzzies or weens or any hop, nothing.
Well, you had found really good prices. I mean, that was a really good. And I know you were. You don't have to say the name, or you can. It doesn't bother me. But I know you were buying a fair amount of bulk purchases from a pretty big breeder in Florida. You might have been able to leverage lower prices, but that was really great. If you were
that's his normal prices, 100%. If you're Joe Schmo walking off the street, yeah, you get that exact same deal. Yeah, Florida Rattery, down in Indiantown. That was just. Yeah, everybody got those prices. It was nothing special. Obviously, like if I was doing like, you know, 600 rats, like there's probably a discount coming at that point. But like, because I know he did a lot of like the bigger breeders down there. I don't know now. I've been out of there for almost 2 months now.
What says it? The Florida Rattery
is closed.
Did that close? That's done.
I wasn't 100% on it.
Well, probably because it was.
I didn't want to speak out and say it was closed, but like, yeah, because I know he moved to Missouri, so like the Rattery, like so he owned the Rattery, the Exotics, and like the Chipper and Coco to Go. So like he's still doing like the Chipper, Coco to Go, the Exotics, all that stuff's still happening. Yeah, I wasn't 100% on the Florida Rattery being closed, so I didn't want to say it. But no, that sucks. But yeah, it was awesome. It was definitely cheaper than here, but now I gotta just make do with what we have here.
Looks like Unique Morphs has a contact for you.
A new person that was being around. Yeah, definitely let me know. That's what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, when I get my own house, hopefully January, February, we're going to be buying a house. I'm going to switch everybody over to ASFs. I'm going to breed only ASFs and feed ASFs to my whole collection. Obviously, if somebody wants it on a rat or a mouse or whatever, you know, I'll do that. I can switch them over if need be for them. But I haven't had problems because one of my clutches, I fed only ASFs. And then people wanted them, and before I would send it out, I had the frozen thawed, cold-blooded stuff, and they would take a frozen thawed rat pup. So it's like I haven't had that issue that a lot of people have. So
I hear that. Yeah, it's almost it's nearly old wives' tale or urban legend, man. You know, because I start all mine on ASF, and I have about 10% that don't switch to frozen thawed, but they'll take live rats, but they just won't take frozen. But I've not had an animal that just flat out will not eat anything except an ASF. They'll eat something else if you can't get them or if they're illegal kind of thing. Because they are state by state, you have to check the legality of those things.
No, definitely. Yeah. I can't believe that. There's states that you can't have ASFs, but I personally like.
You can have cobras, but not ASFs.
Yeah, no, yeah, everything else, but ASF, nope, that's frowned upon. But it's like ASF, in my opinion, is just the way to go. Like the biggest ASF, jumbo ASFs. Guess what? Every single python in my collection could eat a jumbo ASF. I'll never outgrow any snake.
Yeah.
I'll never have to worry about, oh, what am I gonna do with this ex breeder? Like, oh, too big for anything here. Like, no, I don't. Personal opinion. I love the ASF side of things.
Um,
All these comments are popping off.
Lost light. Yeah, I know. Going here. Okay, so I got a little technical difficulty, a lag here. Yeah, Shannon said, "Has anybody heard about if ball pythons will take quail chicks?" I have heard that, and I have heard that they're pretty likable. So it's I don't know that it's, I wouldn't say necessary. To me, it's sort of a it ain't broke. I'm probably not changing it, but on the other hand, I'm up for hearing why people do it, because I have heard that quite a lot, and I know that there's a little bit of a movement to that. Lost Light, welcome. I'm new to snakes. Does anyone feed eggs to snakes? Not that I know of. I've heard of. I'll just say it. I'll just say I've heard of dumb things like somebody trying to feed like a hot dog to their snake or something, which is absolutely asinine. Do not do that. But no, I'm not aware of any eggs going to snakes. I have seen in the wild, like on like PBS shows or whatever growing up, you know, the corn snake or colubrid of some kind, like eating an egg, but I've never heard of that in captivity though. Yeah, Shannon, quail are cheap and they're incredibly sustainable and incredibly high production. I know a quail guy here in Minnesota. They're from that standpoint, they're very attractive as far as a production animal. Tasty as well. I know humans that enjoy quail. Right here, this guy.
Some good dinner.
I love them, man. The problem is they're just little and they're bony. Like you gotta have like a dozen quail to have a meal, you know. So
yeah, exactly. Oh, so tiny.
Yeah.
If people didn't know, like Cold Blood Cafe sells frozen quail, frozen ASFs. Like they have other stuff besides rats and mice. If people didn't know.
Yeah, do they sell frozen ASFs? I thought at one point
I have some in my freezer right now.
You do? How do you? I've never fed a frozen thawed ASF. How's that go? Is it just as well?
Just same. Yep. So like I have one, that boy right there. He's been picky since the move. So he was eating ASFs prior because I was feeding my males ASFs. He was eating ASF prior to the move, so I put him onto frozen ASFs over frozen weaned rats.
Cool.
My males, for the most part, adults eat weaned rats all the time. That's it. Nothing larger than that.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I usually go up to smalls on my males and actually mediums on my females, but that's
my females smalls. That's it. I do smalls for my females and weans for my males. That's
how often do you do smalls?
And again, everybody has their own thing, and everybody's thing works for them.
How often do you feed smalls to your females?
Weekly, Thursdays.
Weekly. Okay, yeah. See, I do during breeding season. I'll do one medium every 2 weeks. Non-breeding season, one medium every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I'll go a little bit bigger there, but yeah, you could get a couple smalls in them pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
So Chris says his pines and Mexican Black King will eat eggs. That's cool, man. I'd like to see that, man.
Yeah.
My MBK will eat quail eggs. How old can this snake be? I don't know I don't have any insight on that, and I'm not 100% sure what that question is. Chris will have all the insight on the MBK stuff.
Chris knows it all. If you ever have a question, you just message Chris, and he's got you. Wealth of knowledge right there.
Yeah, and there's Shannon, the Justin that bought a snake is Justin at Pressure Pythons. He's not not the other Justin. To me, this is the Justin. Customers come
This is
first,
definitely the
not
Justin.
demigods. This is the Justin right here. I'm interested in the excitement for quail. This is like the new hot wave, huh? Is quail the new ASF? That's the question. Because there's almost like the cult of the ASF, but every good cult has to be like further underground than the previous cult. So maybe quail is like the new, like, that's the hip cult.
The bouginess is the quail now.
That's Adam just petting a quail in the morning. Good morning, quail.
You can be the quail guy at the show, man. You just gotta have like a quail on your shoulder. Just take it with you.
A little leash on the quail.
Oh, yes.
Strolling through the show with my quail.
I know that was a couple episodes ago, but I'm like, man, or this might have been last week. Talking about the ring. I think the quail.
Oh, yeah. The pinky ring and the quail. Yes. Hold up.
With your ice cream truck.
Now, Joe actually, I should show it. Joe actually sent me some listings of ice cream trucks for sale. They're going to run you. Let me look. They're going to run you about 20 grand if I recollect properly here. Joe did send his apologies for missing today. Yeah. There's a couple ice cream truck listings there. You got an 06 Dodge Sprinter. This is a pretty nice ice cream truck. 20 grand outfitted. And then before they came out with Sprinters, they had the Dodge Ram 3500. That's a big ice cream truck. 12,000 right there. They put $12,075. That tells me they're willing to negotiate that last $75 off the 12 grand for you.
Probably.
Not 12,750, 12,75. Yeah, Shannon's feeling transparent this morning. There's a lot going on there. So Chris feed. Oh, that's cool. So his ball python slugs he feeds over to his MBKs. Quail eggs. Yeah, I mean the quail eggs are like big marbles, man. They're if they could get a regular egg, if they could get a ball python slug, they could definitely get a quail egg. It's even smaller than that. The cult of the quail. I wonder. I get too many bad ideas. The wheels start going. What am I going to? I don't know. I know nothing about quail. That's yeah.
Right.
Jeremy, what did you?
Uh-oh. I heard Jeremy.
What's that?
Am I still here? Oh, you there?
Yeah, you're like, I showed up for you, Adam. Remember that guest spot that you had? Yeah, I showed up there. All right. So we'll do the recap and we'll hit it. So are you there? I'm here.
I can barely hear you, but it might be me. I don't know.
Yeah, see, we got the awkward dead air. This is rough.
We can't have dead air.
This is campsite.
Oh, campsite Wi-Fi. You're the only rental in Minnesota without Wi-Fi, and Adam finds it. Just giving you a hard time. But hope thank you guys all for coming out. I'm not trying to. Oh, there we go. We're good. I don't know if I'm still live. If you guys can still hear me, I'm assuming so. Thank you guys for coming out. Really appreciate it. And yes, ice cream truck. Well, what is up, Keys? Adam is in and out. Jeremy is clear. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm assuming Adam's going to pop back in here in a second with his Wi-Fi. It's my show now. So what's up, guys? You want to see some snakes? Let me just, this right here. Just low.
Look at Jeremy owning it. There you go.
There we go.
Look, there's 30 viewers. The highest peak is right when it all just crashes and burns.
I know you're not a snake show off show, so I was like, okay, he's not here to show off some snakeage, you
Rock and
know.
roll it, man. Yeah, let's move some snakes, man. Hey, you got up, you did the hard work this morning. Rip it. No, don't let me interrupt. Let's go.
Oh no, man, no, man. I was like, Adam's gonna be back, dude. Your video looks. What did you go on your phone Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm on a hotspot now. I'm on a cell phone hotspot.
You 100% look clearer and sound 1,000 times better.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
has it been? How's the audience? How's the audio for the audience been? Has it been not good?
I don't know how it's been for them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Somebody said it was in and out, but that might have just been at the very end.
Yeah. Yeah, Troy's got a point, man. You pull out snakes, people tune in. We're at 32 here. I was gonna do the I was gonna land the plane, but we got a little time. So what else?
What's the smallest, if you don't mind me asking you a question, Adam, what's the smallest snake you've hatched?
I had one that was like 24, 22 grams, something like that. That one did not make it though. That was I posted a little while back a picture on Instagram, and actually it looked like it came. I thought it was an undeveloped twin, and other people said no, that's just a unabsorbed yolk, and that it hardened in the egg.
Yep.
And I've since sort of come to think that that's what that was, in fact. But anyway, that one hatched at like say either 24 or 21 grams. I gave it 2 rat tails assist feeding. I mean, I let it try and eat on its own, but it couldn't. It wasn't doing it. So I gave it 2, and it didn't make it to the third one.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I have 2 tiny ones right now. I don't know what they weigh yet, but they're like one clutch is still in the incubator, one normal size. Because that clutch, like I lost 7 out of the 9 eggs. They're out of their eggs. One's just, again, didn't absorb all the yolk. And then the other one's huge, in my opinion, for a baby ball python. But then the other one is like, it's like that. And oh, that probably sound bad. And probably like jaw thickness. Like that's how, like, it's actually probably about like this big. But it's moving around. It looks good. It's just, I was just wondering. And then I have another one, one of my calico paradox, that just, I have a video coming out on that clutch cutting, the updates coming out on that one. And it's just a little tiny guy. 8 yesterday. So it's going good. Okay.
So it ate, did it eat on its own?
Yes.
Oh, it's going to make it then. I bet $1 on it, man. Like it's when they don't, for me, if they eat, like if they don't ever need an assist feed, I've never had one that didn't need an assist feed that didn't make it. The ones that don't eat are the ones that I have trouble that I've had not make it.
I will say, like, the weirdest part about this one is I've never had a hatchling not shed all the way. You know, all my, like, it shed like 90%, but it has some stuck shed on the back of the head. And I've never had that happen from being in the incubator. Like, they've always shed out, like, you know how, like, humid an incubator tub is?
Yeah.
It's like this little guy or girl is just little tiny.
Yep. Well, yeah, look at that little dude.
And this is big compared to the spider clown that I have. Other. Yeah. Yeah, this is like a giant ball python compared
to. Look how little that little dude is. That's cool though. Like I say, if he's eating on his own or her own or whatever it is, then I get really, really optimistic, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm worried about that other one. That's why I was just wondering. 35 grams for me. Hit 100 grams 8 months later. Nice.
We got Keys in the house. What's up, man? I hope you're doing all right, Terrence. You coming up to Tinley, man? I want to hang out.
Tinley. It's only 3 hours away. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you're going, right, Jeremy?
Oh yes. Yeah, it'll be my first Tinley ever. So
yeah, I've never been either. I'm excited to
I'll
go.
Stop by your booth and see you.
Gotta come see what's going on. I think, and I don't know what this means. It sounds fun, but I don't know what it means. I think Redline said that we're in the lobby. Like,
okay, yep.
Maybe I'll be the first guy you see.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly. So I watch a lot of the snake discovery videos.
Okay.
And they always they show as they walk in. Yeah, there's usually the Red Line like booth in like the main lobby of the place. At least from what I saw in the video. Obviously, I've never been there.
That's what he said. He said there's
but
two.
It looks so cool.
He said there's 2 lobby tables right there, and that's where I'll be streaming from. And like I say, come see me. I will have I'll probably have the cheapest snakes at Tinley. Like people will be like, this is what you're bringing to the lobby. Like,
man, you're gonna sell, man. Yeah, how many people walk through those doors? Not everybody wants a $10,000 snake. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, good, because I don't have them. Oh yeah, Keys, where you?
Oh, you moving?
Too. I think I'd heard. Are you where? I'll let you say. I'll just let him type. Where are you moving to, man? So
yeah. Everybody's moving in Florida.
You know, I wonder. I don't know if that's just like everybody moves and we just happen to hear about it because we're friends, or if like there's actually an uptick in people, like between the laws, the economics, the hurricanes, the insurance. It's hard, man. People ask me and I'm like, it just enough things piled up. There was just better opportunity somewhere else,
It really is. Like it's
it's
crazy.
For me, I'm not knocking Florida, but for me it was a little bit better.
Moving to Georgia.
He's going to Georgia.
Congrats, man. That's awesome. Good luck on the move.
Definitely. Yeah. October's coming quick too. I was thinking it was in maybe another year or so, but yeah, October will be
wow.
real quick.
Oh, that's awesome though. Like, but yeah, no, honestly, it's not knocking Florida, but like, yeah, I'm glad to be out of Florida with what I do, in my opinion. I feel like this is a lot better area to be in for my future, I would say.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. I can't begin to understand everybody else's needs or another individual person's situation. And I think we forget that a lot of times just in society. We all want to say what's better or what's not. But for me, it was a good fit that made sense. And I'm optimistic and happy here. I'm impatient. I'm like antsy. I feel like it's hard to be productive when my snakes aren't even with me. 99% of everything that I have around me is in a pod somewhere. And I don't know where. It's in a storage unit pod out there in the ether. I don't even know where it is. So it'll be
there when you need it.
Yeah, it'll be at my house on the 15th. But thankfully all the pieces have fallen into place. We got the house sold. The money's in the bank for the new house, and another 8 days. This time next week, I'll be talking about move-in day the next day.
Nice. Yes, congrats, man.
I'm so antsy. Yeah, I'll be real happy.
But everything on the move went good for you. Like good, everything. Obviously, the housing, renting, like that, but like snake-wise,
by and large, I had a little bit of panic on the first. I made 2 trips. So the first trip I made up with the breeders and the holdbacks. The starter on the rental van went out while I was loaded with 100 snakes, and I was sleeping in the van, kind of deal. So that was a real hassle. And I can't give enough thanks and credit to Chakra Scales, man. Taylor and Danny, they've put up my whole collection right now at their farm, which is amazing. So that's gone really well. But yeah, really, I mean, hard work, headache, and stress, like any move. It feels dramatic on my end, but to be honest, I think that's what everybody goes through in a move. So the pieces have worked. Charlie started school, so he's in school in the town we're moving to. It's going, it's stressful. It feels weird, but it's good.
No, that's good. Very good, man.
Yeah.
Everything went well for the most part.
Yeah, exactly. I can't complain. I mean, if
exactly
for the craziness that this plan took to make happen, for me even to be saying, yeah, it's pretty good is actually a real, I wouldn't call it a miracle, but there's a lot to it. And moving snakes, finding a place for them. How are we don't have to get specific. I don't want to talk specifically about kids, but how the kids doing on they all right on the move? And it's tough.
Oh yeah. No, they've actually they have they started well, they've been going to school for like 3 weeks now, 4 weeks, 3
Yeah.
weeks. And yeah, they're loving it. It's crazy. Like my daughter, she's in middle school now, so her bus ride, she goes to school before. So I have 3 boys. They're in elementary school. They go to school an hour after her, and they get home an hour before her, because her bus ride is an hour to school and an hour back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Is she
geez, I feel so bad for her, but she's like, I get to talk. She has a cell phone, so she's like, I get to talk to my friends and play games on my phone. I'm like, okay, as long as you're good with it.
Is she in like a magnet school, or that's just the normal school for her to go to?
That's just the normal school, yeah. So
wow,
we're kind of like in the country a little bit where we're at. Like Fort Wayne is like 10 minutes south of us. So like we're in like a little city. And they actually shut down the elementary school that used to be here. So that's so they have like their school is just, they take so many cities and go to like different school
consolidated
areas.
Yeah.
But no, I thought that was the weirdest thing. I'm like, how are the boys home before Lily? Like, this is
Yeah.
What's up, Holly?
Also,
now the show could start. This really was. I didn't say it, but this really was what the invitation was for. I'm glad that it was a little awkward when Jeremy was like, "Yeah, I'll be there." I was like, I didn't actually.
Right.
You know, I just had to roll with it. I had to act the part. I had to go. Do it. Just do the thing.
Yeah. I texted our daughter like the first week of school. I was like, "Where you at, Lily?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm by corn." And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, "Are you almost home?" She's like, "I don't know." And she sent me this video, and it's just corn. So I'm just by corn.
So much corn.
This is corn everywhere.
Corn. Yeah. I have it too. It's unbelievable amount of corn. And where we bought is in town, in a small town, but in Northfield it's called. But I'm out here 20 miles from Northfield, and yeah, it's the lake and just just corn.
It looks beautiful though. That
does look so nice.
Yeah, it's great. Like there's worse places to be marooned, right? And I got the ice machine right there.
Nice. That's all you need.
Yeah, you got your camper. Yeah, see, there's like I say, it's like a little campground resort, and then the lake goes, and we're right around the corner on there. So we do actually have a house. So Charlie's got his own place his own bedroom and all of that. So
nice.
We could we're trying to be a little bit responsible in the time that we have. Holly, you got to do a show. You got a solo flight next time around.
Okay. Sounds
all
good.
right.
See that?
Holly,
team player.
We'll talk football and coffee.
Jeremy, is Holly coming to Tinley this time, or are you going solo again?
I hope she's coming.
Where?
Tinley.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she's going.
Well, she didn't make it. You didn't bring her to Daytona, so I didn't know. I didn't know the status of things. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, it was just kids started school, and yeah, like it was just like, yeah, you're gonna stay here, get the kids on the bus and everything.
Right.
Like we have a whole bunch of family here, but they are all moving. Holly's sisters are moving. Holly's dad's moving, like to different houses in the area.
Oh, I thought they were moving to like Florida. That's the whole reason you moved up there.
No, they're still gonna be here, but yeah, it was like I'm not gonna ask them to stay over and watch the kids. So it's like you just stay here. Yeah, no, 3-hour drive. Yeah, we'll be making that. And
nice.
I don't know if we're gonna get a hotel out there or whatnot, but yeah, we're definitely close enough we'll be fine to come on out. Everybody by Holly and I. We're gonna leave the kids here.
Right. That's right. All right. Well, okay, so we made it with only one little blip. It turns out I can stream from my cell phone hotspot, which is pretty.
It looks great, man. It really does.
Okay. Well, then lesson learned, and that's next week. That's what I'll do. So, Jeremy, thank you so much for being on the show. Give a little promo on Snakes for the Memories. Where can people find you, and how do they reach you?
Well, Snakes for the Memories. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Morph Market, and Herp Social. I have all that stuff. Definitely Instagram is probably the fastest way to get a hold of me if you need to get a hold of me. I will be doing another live for Ken on the 19th. And that's a late live. It's like a 9 p.m. one. past my bedtime, but I was like, he's been asking me for a while. I'm like, I got you. We'll be there.
Wait a minute. 9 is past your bedtime, but you said you needed a wake up call for this morning's show.
Yes.
You get 11 hours of beauty sleep every night.
I try to. I'm not gonna lie to you. What was it? It was last night. I was like, Holly and I, we had like a local brewery, right? Like literally 2 streets over, like in walking distance.
Yeah.
So we went there last night because Holly had her fantasy draft for football because she's really big into that, and so is her coworkers.
It starts tonight. You better have your draft done.
Yeah, no, they did it last night. They procrastinated like anything and just they got the draft done last night. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get a beer. I walked over and then I was like, oh my God, it is 9:30. I gotta get home. I gotta go back to bed. So I'm usually not a late goer. Daytona really ruined me with those parties at 1:30. 2 o'clock.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the shocking that you did. All right, well that'll have to be for the next episode.
Next one, man, definitely. Oh, I feel so bad, man. I really do.
It had to be great to watch. Oh man, I'm glad I was able to contribute that.
I was like, you sure? You're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I was like, you just start swinging at me, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Turn off.
I wasn't throwing punches. Sorry. I was just trying to slap the thing out of your hand. All right, guys.
I never felt so bad in my life. I was like,
No, I appreciate you. It was a blast. It was fun. Jeremy, thanks for stepping in on short notice, everybody. That's Snakes for the Memories. I also got to say thanks to the audience. This show has now grown to, we hit 34 people watching.
Thank you,
guys. We have people from Europe watching in the daytime, which is really cool. If you guys that are newcomers, if you get a chance to check out the Tuesday night Proper Royals Live, get a little more snake specific, a little nerdier. This Thursday morning show is a little bit more of a hangout, kick off the day with a little cup of coffee to start off with. And I hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you're coming to the show from. Thanks so much for the support, and stay tuned. I'll see y'all soon. Same place, same time next Thursday, and Tuesday night, Proper Royals Live, 8 o'clock Eastern. See you soon. Jeremy, thanks so much. Pass on my thanks to Holly, too.
Yes, will do.
See ya.